the trump card for Buddhahood, the spirit and the secret of the three continuities. Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to today's insightful sharing of the Shirangama Sutra, Part 1, the opening, the secret weapon for Buddhahood. Today, we are discussing a topic so profound that even Purna, the foremost among the Buddha's disciples in preaching the Dharma, was left bewildered. Why is this section so important? Because this dialogue clarifies a core concept, the fundamental method of Buddhahood. Many practitioners may wonder, I practice the Four Noble Truths. I've attained the stage of arhatis at the end of the road. In Volume 4 of the Shirangama Sutra, the Buddha speaks plainly, and Arhat learns the Arhat law. But what the Tathagata Buddha speaks of today is the ultimate truth among ultimate truths. It is a credential telling you that the most fundamental element of Buddhahood is a single word, spirit. Even Arhat does not understand the spirit, they still do not know the path to Buddhahood. Therefore, this section is for those who wish to turn toward the great vehicle and enter the true Aranya, the place of authentic cultivation. What is a true Aranya? A place of stillness. It is not a remote forest, it is your own extinguished, silent spirit. Part 2, Purna's confusion. If all is pure, whence the earth? During the assembly, Purna stood and asked the Buddha, Well-honored one, you always say that our self-nature is fundamentally pure. I don't understand if it is originally pure. Where did the mountains, rivers, and great earth suddenly come from? And why do they continue to arise and perish without end? The Buddha responded by asking a question about the definition of awareness. This is what our teacher often reminds us. Are you referring to essential awareness, nature awareness, or the manifest awareness, the consciousness of sentient beings that seeks to know and distinguish objects? The teacher's analysis is crystal clear. Self-nature is inherently intelligent and luminous. Aware of all things, this is called essential awareness, or spiritual awareness. Sentient beings, however, are habituated to using awareness to know a specific object. This is called manifest awareness, or consciousness awareness. Purna replied, if awareness doesn't mean to know or clarify something, then how can it be called awareness? Part 3, the first thought of delusion, from vapor to ice. The Buddha's point is this, the knowing of sentient beings always seeks a location or a target. Once you have a target de-objectified, it is no longer your original spiritual awareness. The teacher uses a vivid analogy, the three states of water, to explain how the world is born. Water vapor, this represents the spirit, empty, formless, and pure. Water, when the vapor encounters cold, the first and second thoughts of delusion, it condenses into water. It now has form, though it remains fluid. Ice, as attachment persists, water freezes into ice. Once it is ice, you can carve ice trees, ice mountains, and ice houses. This is the process of establishing an object because of the desire to know. Once the object is falsely established, the false subject is born. We mistakenly treat illusory objects as real. This false establishment of the objectified, combined with your false subjective capacity, deepens step by step, turning a world of non-differentiation into a blazing display of diverse phenomena. Part 4, the arrangement of karma, the illusion of heaven and hell. The teacher further clarifies, the spirit is inherently pure and lacks sameness or difference. The reason for the vast differences in the world is that whatever karma you create, that is the reality you achieve. It is like an ice-carving competition. Amitabha Buddha vowed to carve a Western Pure Land, and so it was formed. Someone else creates karma to arrange a hell, and hell is formed. Self-nature itself has no suffering or joy, but it does not prevent you from creating karma. There is a key distinction here that determines whether you are an enlightened one or a sentient being. Ordinary beings, they create karma believing everything is real. Because you think it is real, you must carry that heavy karmic weight. It becomes an obstacle you cannot escape. Enlightened ones, they create karma knowing everything is illusory. Even when phenomena appear, they know it is just an ice carving the essence is still water vapor. Therefore, karma is not an obstacle for them. The playful supernatural power. If you study these distracting phenomena with increasing detail and rigid classification, the more definitions you create, the more afflictions you have. This is what the sutra calls dust and toil, exhausting yourself in the dust of illusions. Part 5. The continuity of the world, the four revolving elements. The Buddha then explains the formation of the world, which sounds remarkably like modern physics. The wind wheel, this represents internal movement. When you think of someone, is that person actually inside your brain? If you cut open a brain, you won't find a person or even a picture. Thinking is like the wind in the void. The wind isn't there until the void is stirred. Our inner world creates movement the moment it is stirred. The gold wheel, when this movement solidifies through persistence, it becomes hardened luminosity. This is how the physical world forms. Fire and water wheels. When wine and gold rub against each other, fire is produced. The luminous jewels produce moisture, and the fire causes it to steam upward. From these interactions, the water wheel encompasses the 10 directions. Fire rises, water flows down. That interplay creates the world. When water is weaker than fire, high mountains form. When moisture is stronger than earth, plants and trees grow. This is the continuity of the world. As long as your deluded thoughts do not stop, this cycle will never end. Part 6. The continuity of sentient beings. How do living beings arise? The teacher explains that within these swirling phenomena, different proportions of emotion and thought, combined with union and separation, create the 4 types of birth: womb-born, egg-born, moisture-born, and transformation-born. This is the continuity of sentient beings. Part 7. The continuity of karmic retribution, the cycle of death. Finally, why is destiny a loop? The Buddha summarizes 3 fundamental debt relationships. Lustful greed. The reason parents and children continue in succession is sexual desire. Because of love, attachment, they cannot leave each other and remain entangled life after life. Killing aggressive greed, the law of the jungle. You eat the sheep dies and is reborn as a human. You die and are reborn as a sheep. This cycle of mutual devouring follows you to the ends of time. Stealing acquisitive greed. You owe me a life. I take it. You owe me a debt. I claim it. In short, the manifest awareness of sentient beings creates dust and toil when facing the 6 senses. By constantly acting through body, speech, and mind, we create the mountains, the earth, and the cycles of birth and death. Conclusion. Returning to the silent field of spirit. After hearing this, how do you feel? Does it feel like the world we live in is actually one giant toil in the dust? The teacher reminds us, all conditioned phenomena are in a state of constant flux, falsely beginning and ending. To become a Buddha, to find liberation, is not about carving prettier flowers in this world of ice. It is about recognizing that the essence of everything is water vapor, that silent, primordial spirit. When you stop taking the force as real, and stop establishing objects for your awareness to chase, you can finally return to that vast wisdom that is now different from the Buddha's. Thank you for joining this sharing of the Shurangama Dharma by the Buddha Practice Association of Australia. May you all realize that inherently pure and luminous spirit amidst the distractions of the world. See you next time.